there's been a murder right here on the Springboro Community Theater stage. And it all has to do with the upcoming production of Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap. Hi, I'm Maureen Russell Hodson, and this is Springboro Here and There. We are here on the set of said murder, along with the production's director, Craig Smith. Hey, Craig.
Hello, Maureen. How are you?
I'm doing great. So Agatha Christie's having a moment right now, is she not?
Kind of is.
Yeah.
70 years in production this show has been. It opened in 1952 in the West End of London. This being 2022, it's the 50th anniversary for a show that has only ever stopped production for the pandemic. For the 14 months of the pandemic, the show went down, and it's been up and running every year, every decade since.
So give us an idea what The Mousetrap is all about. Obviously, it's a murder mystery.
It is a murder mystery. It is an Agatha Christie murder mystery. You get the event, you are drawn into the characters, you find out that each character has a potential to be the culprit and victim in this case. People are snowed into a small manor house in the central part of England, and the story just sort of unfolds in this tight little quarters where we get to learn about these strange and diverse folks that come to this newly established manor house for a quiet weekend getaway, which certainly doesn't play out that way at all.
I was going to say, and then the page turns because it's a real whodunit, right?
Right. And as with all Agatha Christie, but this one's apparently in particular, it's the ending reveals everything that you're waiting to hear, and this one has been so effective over the 50 years of its existence that people just continue to come back to see how it goes and how it's run and who done it. And that's really what we're trying to do is get people to
figure out
who done it. And having lived in this show for the last 8 weeks, all the clues are there.
Okay.
If you pay enough attention and you take notes, I think you can figure out who done it.
We have to come and connect the dots.
You have to come and connect the dots.
All right, so the production kicks off on March 4th, right?
Correct. Friday night, March 4th. We have 2 weekends. Friday and Saturday shows are at 8, and the Sunday shows, I think, are at 2. I should know that, but it's not one of those things that's high on my list of, I can always look that up and be here on time.
You're the director, you're too busy to worry about that stuff. You don't have to worry about selling tickets.
I don't mean it so much that way, but I'll be here when it's supposed to be here, but it's not something I have to worry about. But as an audience, we probably should make sure we tell them exactly.
I believe that is the correct time. And you can go to borotheater.org, right, for tickets.
Right.
What's a good age for this? I mean, I know it's a murder mystery. 12 and up?
Probably. I mean, there's nothing in it that's offensive, but I kind of think that little ones are not going to be as entertained. It's talky. There are 8 people in the cast. There's an awful lot of just sitting around talking, walking around talking. It's not a lot of song and dance. There's not a lot of slapstick. There's no slapstick. And it's actually kind of tense at moments because the audience needs to be drawn into the story. And I think, I'm just not sure little ones will love it. But yeah, 12 and up, it is not offensive. Also, we're setting it in the early 50s, so references may be challenging for people who don't, haven't been able to, understand what British language is like, the vernacular of the English form of speaking, because we do use some of that stuff. That's the way it was written.
Okay, so it's still a good program or show for date night.
Oh, yeah.
Coming out with your friends, trying to figure out, solve the mystery.
I think so, and I think it'll be fun for groups after they've seen it. And remember,
is there going to be a disclaimer?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, we're going to ask you not to disclose the ending to anybody who hasn't seen it. It's kind of important. We want everybody to have that same level of excitement. There are problems now on the internet with people disclosing endings of movies or main points, and so we're just asking people not to.
Spoiler alert, do not go there.
Please don't. But when you're with your friends and you've stopped to get a sandwich or something after the show, a cup of coffee and a slice of pie, I wish there were places that still did that.
There are.
You could discuss about, well, I saw what happened, but where did I And where did we, and where were those clues? And
it's one of
kind of go
those.
back and think, yeah, they did talk about this, and this was mentioned, and this person did that to this person, and so there are clues. It's all throughout, but honestly, you probably won't notice them till after the reveal at the end.
Do you need to see it twice?
It should hold up. I've seen it now close to 24 times, and I'm not bored with it yet. Truly, I'm still loving the performances. I'm still loving the cast as they work their way through stuff. I'm finding it fascinating and fun, and I'm looking for those kinds of clues. That's part of what I think is my job, to make sure that we're not giving away anything before they're supposed to be given away. So,
and let's let folks know that this is community theater, so these people are all volunteer actors. You're a volunteer director.
yes, all of us are volunteers.
But very talented.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was impressed at the auditions with the people that we had. It was very easy for me to cast the show because I had such great people who came out to audition, and I have not been disappointed yet at all with the people who are performing on this stage. They thrill me every night. It's fun to watch them grow into their characters. It's fun to watch them find things about the characters that they didn't realize before, find things about each other, the way they can react to them. I'm finding it fascinating and fun, and one of the things I love about community theater is that growth, that development. My favorite aspect of doing theater is taking the show apart and figuring out how it all fits back together, and then putting it back together levels at a time until we get to the point where it can be performed for an audience who will only maybe see it once, but they need to get as much out of it as we do, from having lived in it for as long as we have.
Yeah, wow. That's a great director's perspective.
Thank you. That's how I do it. I could be happy oftentimes just doing the show one time, because to me the art is building it. The performances are what the actors like to do, but as a director, in my case, it's putting it all together and saying, okay, I've done that. Now I'm going to go out and do something else.
Which you are, because you're very active
Yeah.
as a director in the community.
At least for this next couple of months, I am.
And again, this show begins March 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then the following weekend as well.
Right.
Tickets are available at boroughtheater.org.
They are.
And it's really a good night to come out, get entertained.
Please do.
And then it sounds like you need to plan a little bit of time after the show to dissect it or figure out who knew what when.
I absolutely would encourage that. I think this show, you're not going to change the world. This isn't going to enlighten you. You're not going to get a new philosophy on life, but you are going to be able to see how the mystery was built and solved. And I think that's going to be kind of fun.
And it's Agatha Christie, so you know it's going to be entertaining.
It's wonderfully well written. I think Agatha Christie is often overlooked, and she's certainly underappreciated for her cleverness, her writing skill, her ability to create characters that are fascinating, that are intriguing, that make you want to follow them and know more about them. I don't think she gets enough credit.
Well, we're going to give her plenty of credit during this program.
I hope so.
And as I said, she is having a moment because lots of her movies are being remade. And
Yeah, this is Murder on the Nile just opened. It was produced by the same company that just recently did
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express, right, that one. So Kenneth Branagh and his company are doing that. It is the 50th anniversary of this show. I take that back. It's the 70th anniversary of this show. I was wrong. It's 70 years.
70 years.
Yeah,
and it still holds up.
And it's still holding up.
All right. Well, thanks for your time today and for sharing this set. I can't wait to see the show. For more information, you can visit boroughtheater.org. You can always check out our website, ci.springboro.oh.us. Thanks for watching, and we'll also see you on Facebook.